In the beginning, before time as we know it, the world was dark and void. Then, with a word, God spoke light into existence. The heavens, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. He crafted them all. From the dust of the ground, God formed the first man, Adam, and breathed life into his being. Seeing that Adam needed a place to dwell, God created a paradise, the Garden of Eden, a place of unimaginable beauty. Rivers of crystal-clear water flowed through it, feeding the land and bringing life to the trees. Flowers of every color bloomed in harmony, and fruits of all kinds hung from the branches waiting to be picked. Animals roamed freely, from the majestic lion to the gentle deer, and they all lived in peace. God placed Adam in this garden to care for it and gave him dominion over every living creature. But Adam was alone, and so God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. From his side, he took a rib and formed Eve, the first woman, to be his companion. When Adam awoke, he saw her and knew she was part of him, a perfect gift from God. God gave them freedom to enjoy the garden, but he had one command. God, "You may eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you do, you will surely die." Adam and Eve lived joyfully in Eden, walking with God in the cool of the day. They knew no pain, no sorrow, no shame, only love, peace, and the presence of their Creator. But one day the serpent, a cunning and deceitful creature, slithered toward Eve. With a sly voice he whispered, "Serpent, did God really say you must not eat from any tree?" Eve said, "We may eat from any tree except for the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If we eat from it or even touch it, we will die." But the serpent replied, "You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like him, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the tree. The fruit was beautiful, ripe and tempting. Her heart raced. What if the serpent was right? What if God was holding something back from them? She reached out, plucked the fruit, and took a bite. At that moment, something within her changed. She turned to Adam, who had been standing nearby, watching in silence. Without a word, she handed him the fruit. He hesitated, but then he too ate. Immediately their eyes were opened. For the first time they felt shame. They looked at each other and saw their nakedness, and fear crept into their hearts. They hurried to cover themselves with fig leaves. As evening came, they heard the sound of God walking in the garden. Terrified, they hid among the trees. God called out, "Adam, where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam said, "The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit, and I ate it." God then asked, "What is this you have done?" Eve responded, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Then, with sorrow in his voice, God declared judgment. The serpent would crawl on its belly forever, despised by all creatures. Eve would experience pain in childbirth, and Adam would toil for his food. Sin had entered the world, and death had become a reality. But even in their failure, God showed mercy. He clothed them with garments made from animal skins, a sign that an innocent life had been sacrificed for them. Then, with a heavy heart, God sent them out of Eden, placing an angel with a flaming sword at the entrance, barring them from the tree of life. They were no longer in paradise, but God hadn't abandoned them. One day, he would send a savior to redeem them and restore what had been lost. And so began the story of humankind, one of brokenness, longing, and the hope of redemption. The end. For more videos, please like, share, and subscribe to Kumapara TV.